Hello, thanks for joining me today. My name is Belinda and I'm with Studio Skin and Sculpt. We're a medical spa in Shoreline, Washington. I'm here to talk about Botox, and if you're curious about Botox, I'm here to give you a little introduction on it. Botox is actually a neuromodulator, and what a neuromodulator does is it stops the movement of a dynamic muscle. So a dynamic muscle is, specifically in the face, a muscle that expresses or moves when we express. So when I smile, when I furrow, it's right here, when I raise my brows, these are all muscles or wrinkles that can be treated with a neuromodulator. In the US, we have 4 neuromodulators that are available and FDA approved. The most common one that people are, recognize is Botox. The 3 others are Dysport. There's one called Juvo and another called Xeomin. And they all they have the same purpose, and what's different about them is they just have subtle nuances that are different in terms of how they react. And in some rare cases, people find that maybe a certain medication doesn't work on them, and so an alternative medication can be tried. So what can it treat? I think I talked a little bit about how it treats dynamic wrinkles and softens a dynamic wrinkle. People who are new to neuromodulator are often curious about how long it takes if you come into the clinic. So a consult, we always recommend having a consult before any injectables are done. And for your first appointment, we would recommend scheduling about 45 minutes to an hour time period to come in. And much of that time is going to be spent on talking to our injector to find out what your concern is and what her recommendation is. And then she's going to make sure that you're completely educated on the treatment. And then you'll have some standard paperwork to do. So that time period is spent just making sure that Botox is the right medication for you. The injection itself is probably less than a 5-minute exercise, and people often come in, we call it a lunchtime treatment, because people can come in at their lunch break and then go back to doing what they were doing during the day. Botox it takes about 2 to 7 days to actually kick in. So the very first time you have it done, when you leave the office, you're going to have to wait a couple days for the Botox to actually kick in and impact your muscles. We check in at day 14 because that's how long it takes for everything to truly settle in the muscles and have the effect they're going to have. And it lasts about, for most people, 3 to 4 months. So you can plan to come back in a couple of months when the effects start to wear off. So we talked a little bit about the consult, that you should plan a 45 minute to an hour consult time with us. And again, that the medication takes a few days for it to actually kick in and for you to see the results. And it lasts about 2 to 4 months. And one thing I like to mention for people who are new to Botox is some people who have very high metabolisms, or oftentimes men, people with more muscle mass may burn through the Botox faster. So oftentimes people who are marathon training, they're running every day, or they're training for a triathlon, in those instances, people might have to come back a little sooner than the 2 to 4 months. So I wanted to show you some pictures. This is a before and after picture of someone who came in and got Botox for the first time. And you'll see specifically around her crow's feet when she's smiling, how softened those are around her eyes after her first experience with Botox. And it's nice to have a little bit of the crinkling there at the eyes because it really shows off a genuine smile. But everyone has a different aesthetic goal in mind. So those could be softened even more so, but that's what this client wanted and preferred. Here's a picture of her entire face after Botox. And on the left, you'll see, her existing, this is at her face at rest. So look at the dramatic results that you see like around her eyes on the crow's feet. Just softens the whole face, which I love. So if you have any more questions or would like to do a consult with us, which is free, reach out. You can reach us via email, on the phone, and check out our website. We'd love to meet you.